What is going on, everybody? I am back with another X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This time, it's another battle I had against my buddy Pan. I know that the past 3 X and Y battles that I've uploaded have been with him, so it's just that, he's the only person I've really been battling a whole lot recently, so this is the last one I have with him, so you'll probably see newer people in the near future. But anyways, this battle is sped up a little bit because it was pretty long, so apologize if my narration isn't up to par. So anyways, I decided to lead off with Huey Lewis because I know I could outspeed everything on his team, seeing as I am choice Scarf, and unless anything else that he has is Scarf, then I shouldn't have much of a problem. So in comes this Ludicolo on my on my Huey Lewis, and I just decided to go into my Greninja, as I figured it was pretty safe just to set up Toxic Spikes, as he ends up going into his Avalugg, probably to take a U-turn, I want to say. But I figured it was pretty safe to set up a second layer of Toxic Spikes, figuring that he would probably predict my Gourgeist to come into Spin Block. And he ends up going for Toxic, so that works for me because I'm a Poison type, doesn't affect me. And now I'm just going to go for the U-turn just to go into my Gourgeist, because now I'm figuring he's just going to go for the Rapid Spin, and really kind of pointless to go for a Shadow Sneak to Spin Block just because it was going to do nothing to him. Plus leftovers would just get rid of that. So bringing Gourgeist as he goes for the Avalanche, and that does not a lot of damage to me because Gourgeist is really bulky. So right here, I believe I just go for the Leech Seed, because if he stays in, Avalugg has a bunch of HP, so that'll benefit me. If he goes into Espeon to bounce that back, then hey, it won't really do anything to me because I'm a Grass type. So he does decide to just go into Espeon. The thing is toxic now, and since he really doesn't have any way to cure it on his team from the looks of it, then it should be pretty good to go. So he goes for the Reflect, as I just go for the Phantom Force. I went for that just because it's super effective damage on this thing, plus it could force switches, force him to go into things he doesn't want to go into. And goes into Talon's Flame. I actually decided to just get rid of Phantom Force and replace it with Shadow Sneak on this set, just because Shadow Sneak really benefits me more. But it goes to Talon's Flame, and thanks to the Reflect, that Phantom Force is hardly going to do anything to him. So now I'm going to have to switch out here. Now a lot of this part of the battle is just playing around this Talonflame and just switching out back and forth between things. So Talonflame just sets up a bulk up. I know that I can bring my Blastoise, completely check this thing, force him out, because if he wants to go for a Brave Bird or even that +1, I know he could take it because I'm physically defensive and do a pretty good amount of damage to him with Scald, and he realizes that, so he's going to go into his Ludicolo, take that. And this is kind of where the switching back and forth happens, because a lot of this part is just me playing around his Ludicolo and Talonflame, and him playing around my Gourgeist and Blastoise. So when it's Gourgeist, he doubles back out into Talonflame. I don't want to deal with that thing, so I'm going to switch into back into my Blastoise. I want to keep my Gourgeist alive just because I want my Toxic Spikes on the field, and since he has Avalugg to spin those away, I just want to make sure I have a good spin blocker that can actually do something back to Avalugg. So now he's just going to go for the Brave Bird on the switch, knowing that I'm going to switch out, and he might as well just get some damage off of me anyways. So yeah, anywho, at this point I'm just going to Roar, predicting him to go back into his Ludicolo. And that's exactly what happens. Ludicolo comes in, can roar that thing out. I believe I just roar him into Volcarona. And yes, I know he has 2 things 4 times weak to rocks, and I don't have any rocks. That's one of the biggest flaws in this team. Another big flaw is that my only physical attacker is Diggersby, which I kind of like more physical attackers. So right here, I'm just gonna go for a Scald. Yeah, I do go for the Scald as he goes for the Bug Buzz. I just barely live, and since I'm in Torrent range, this Scald's going to be doing a bunch of damage to that thing, hopefully to a point where the poison will be able to take him out, and like little poison effect, no, he just barely lives. So right here I'm like, I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin kill, and he just ends up roosting, which is kind of annoying because I didn't think he would have roost. But hey, I just went for Rapid Spin because I figured he was just going to kill me off right there, but nope, he just decides to stay alive, and I don't kill him with the Rapid Spin, which is annoying. But Either way, Volcarona really isn't much of a problem because I do have a lot of things that can outspeed it. In fact, most of my team does outspeed it, so Volcarona really not a problem. Doesn't matter if I kill them off right there or not. So I just went for Skull just because, hey, if I can kill it off, great. But he switches out, goes into Ludicolo. And now I'm going to switch out here just because I want to make sure I have Blastoise for the Talonflame, for Death Fodder, because at that point, that's all Blastoise really is. So go into my Delphox here, as he ends up missing the Leech Seed. Really no big deal, to be honest. And I'm just going to go for Fire Blast, because nothing on his team is really going to appreciate that. And Volcarona, I missed this Fire Blast on the switch. Like I said, really no big deal, because I'm faster than this thing. So going to hit the second Focus Blast, take out the Volcarona. And Delphox is going to ruin things, because that's just what Delphox does, except his Talonflame, because Fire Blast isn't going to do a whole lot to Talonflame, and he can just kill me off with a Brave Bird. So, I'm going to go into my Blastoise as Death Fodder, as he ends up bulking up, predicting a switch, I'm going to say, and, yeah, so I'm just going to go for a Skull, just because, hey, he really can't, no, if he wants to take me out, which he probably will, then, I get a recoil on him, and then I can get a safe switch into my Heliolisk. So, he does take me out with Brave Bird, and like I said, I'm just going to go into my Heliolisk, because I am Choice Scarfed, I can outspeed him, and I think I just go for a Volt Switch. No, I go for the Thunderbolt, because most of his team really can't take Thunderbolts at this point. So Ludicolo is going to come in, going to take a bunch of damage from the Thunderbolt. That thing is going to die in 2 hits. So pretty much this battle's a lot of Heliolisk ruining things, and Talonflame scaring things, and shenanigans. So Ludicolo gets taken out with Thunderbolt, and in comes Espeon. Espeon, I believe, is just going to set up a light screen this turn, and I'm pretty sure that Thunderbolt wasn't going to take it out, so no point in staying in if he's just going to go for a light screen and shenanigans. So going to Delphox, probably not the best thing to bring in on this thing, but since my team is very lacking in physical attackers, I need to have a safe opportunity to bring in Daresby if I want to do anything physically. So, just going to go for a Psychic, because I think I was predicting the Talonflame to come in, predicting a Fire Blast. But he goes into his own Greninja, sets up his own Toxic Spikes. So, now it's just a matchup between Greninja and Greninja. I think I'm just going to go for a Shadow Sneak to hopefully try to take him out, since his Sash is now broken, which I'll assume it is a Sash. Shadow Sneak, not going to take him out, as he ends up taunting me, which, hey, whatever floats your boat. So, yeah. Anyways, I think here he ends up winning this speed tie. I know it's a speed tie because I gave him that Greninja. Well, it was a Froakie the time I gave him. And both of them are Jolly with 31 speed IVs. So, he ends up winning the first speed tie with the Shadow Sneak. I just ended up taking him out right here. So, either way, it's all good. Plus, my Focus Sash was still intact. So, good to go. In comes the Talonflame, just gonna go for a Shadow Sneak just to get some extra damage off on the thing. Leave my Greninja in as Death Fodder, since now my Sash is broken. I pretty much have both my Toxic Spikes up, and just regular Spikes aren't gonna do a whole lot for me. Plus, I'd rather get damage off on Talonflame just because extra damage is nice. So, gonna go into my Heliolisk now, and just like I said earlier, just go for Thunderbolts, because I think the Espeon's dead at this point. Or maybe it's still alive, I forgot. I should probably remember these things. But Thunderbolt, it's going to do not a lot of damage right now, so he could Toxic Stall or Poison Stall me since I'm not toxic. But the thing is that Light Screen is up, so as soon as that goes away, Thunderbolt will be doing a whole lot more damage to him. Oh, Espeon is still alive. That's cool. So, well, it's about to die anyway, so, because Light Screen's about to run up right here, I believe. Yeah, Light Screen does go away, so Thunderbolt will be able to take out this Espeon this turn. And I think Thunderbolt still would have taken it out even if the Light Screen was up. I'm not sure. But Avalugg comes in. Avalugg, physically defensive, not going to be able to take Thunderbolts all that well, except for the fact that it has massive HP. That will let it take Thunderbolts, which it does, takes 50% from that, and he just takes me out with an Avalanche right there because it's boosted. So now I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to go into Delphox here and just clean up house, just because he has Talonflame, he just has Talonflame and this thing left. So I'm just going to go for Psychic because Psychic can take out the rest of his team. Takes out Avalugg, in comes the Talonflame. At this point is definitely game, because if he goes for Brave Bird and takes out my Delphox, he's going to take a bunch of damage from the recoil. Then I could go into my Diggersby, and I know for a fact that Diggersby can take a Brave Bird and just, well, he would probably die to recoil, but I could just take him out with a return anyways. But Delphox, being the boss that it is, takes this Brave Bird with 7 HP, takes out with Psychic, and that will be the game. So hopefully you all did enjoy this match. If you did, feel free to leave a comment down below. Do not forget to show that like button some love. And if you're not subscribed already and wish to see more content in the near future, then feel free to click that subscribe button down below. So with all that stuff being said, thanks for watching, and peace.